With that, some storm chances. Now, the target area we're watching for severe weather is back west for today, and that's where we're seeing some of those scattered storm clusters already developing. But we're on the quiet side of that weather system, so that's why we're seeing lots of sunshine and nice temperatures. Yes, a little cool out there, probably jacket worthy for most of us right now, but 58 by 11 a.m. and we're back to 70 for a high temperature later on this afternoon. And then we're dry into the evening, so your evening rush looks pretty good. Now, come tomorrow, we are watching that risk of a few strong storms, especially across the southeastern portion of the state. Rain returns after about 8 o'clock this evening with some thunderstorms by tomorrow morning's rush, but that's not going to be the severe threat. That will bring some heavy rainfall, certainly some inconvenient travel weather, but we will be in the warm sector of this system by tomorrow afternoon, so looking at a high of around 75. But you see those storms that start to pop up tomorrow closer to near Cincinnati down across the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. That's the zone I'm more so watching out for severe weather. So it'll be close and it might get adjusted, but as of right now, just want you to stay weather aware in case that risk zone does shift a bit. And then we've got some more dry weather on Wednesday. And I know the big question as we look closer to the weekend, we got the big mini marathon going on Saturday morning. So it looks like we could see a few lingering showers early Saturday, but overall looks like a mild and mainly dry day to start the weekend. It looks great for Mother's Day, warmer 72.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's some nice weather for Mom. Okay, so baseball legend Jackie Robinson's All-Star Game bat has sold for $1 million in an auction. That's crazy. So Golden Auctions announced the sale of the 1949 bat, which came directly from Rachel Robinson, which is Jackie's widow. The single most expensive piece of Jackie Robinson's memorabilia, though, is a game-worn number 42 Brooklyn Dodgers jersey, which, guys, can you guess how much this sold for?
This is insane.
Yeah, $4.2 million last year.
I think the bat at $1 million is less than I thought it would.
You thought more than that?
Yeah, like at least $2 million for a bat that he used in the All-Star game. I mean, you can see the pine tar still on the bat right there. It's pretty cool.
So this brings up a funny topic that we were just talking about before this show started, about like Peyton Manning memorabilia. And if you have, like I told you, I have a signed jersey.
And we were like talking about how much
from Peyton.
It could be worth. Like I think around $800 you can get for a Peyton Manning signed jersey.
What is something that you would be willing, like a memorabilia, it could be from anybody, that you would spend $4.2 million on if you had it?
Oh, no. And the funny thing is, too, I think, we as, journalists, we kind of like, we meet these people, so we don't have that kind of like reverence that we're going to spend. What? Is there
I thought you were going to say like if you've ever met someone and been like starstruck, or just like, oh, you would be willing to like go all out.
Tons.
Yes.
Well, the funny thing is,
I probably would, though.
Okay, so here's a funny story. So I have never asked for an autograph before. Okay, I've never. And my good friend Kevin, his wife is a big fan of Catherine McPhee from American Idol.
Okay.
And so I never ever asked for an autograph. So I interviewed Catherine McPhee one time, and at the end of the interview I said, "Listen, my friend's wife is a big fan. Can I get an autograph?" And she was not nice about it.
Oh.
She was not nice.
Yeah.
She was like, okay, I mean, it was like, I know, and I'm like.
Wait a minute. She's not that big of a star.
She's not. I mean,
and I don't mean to be
super nice.
I'm
she was
sure.
super nice during the interview. Couldn't be nicer. But then, she was so put off by the fact. Maybe she thought I was being unprofessional, which I probably was. And so I vowed. I'm like, Kevin and your wife,
Yeah.
So I felt so bad that because I never have done that before.
And you were like, how dare? The first time I asked, and I get, you're like, it's not even for me.
I get the how dare I?
Yeah.
How dare you?
And I have rarely done it either, but I have done it for my son. I asked Andrew Luck, so nice about it, and his team was like, "You're not bringing that football in here to sign." I'm like, "Yeah." And he could not have been nicer. What did I say? The kicker, Pat McAfee. He signed. So I was doing an event with him, and again, I prefaced it by saying, "This is for my, little kid at the time."
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
And who else? Oh, it was a race car driver. I can see him, but anyway, and it was for someone else. And it was when he crashed out of the race. And by the way, he was super, super nice about doing it for me. And
for me, it's like, I think a selfie, I would be like, I'm more
that's
like,
the new,
the
autograph is kind of out.
Let me tell you, okay, Julia, I'm gonna put you on the spot for a little bit.
Go ahead.
Okay, because I remember when I first started here, and you were like, oh, we started following each other on Instagram. You did a quick scan, and you were like, oh, is this your boyfriend? Literally the happiest moment of my life ever, because it was a picture of me and Michael B. Jordan that I snagged, and I was like, yes, that's my boyfriend. Yes, Julia. That is what I want to be known for. Yes.
Yeah.
I was like, nope. And she glanced again and was like, oh, wait a minute.
No, I wouldn't have known.
I was like, nope, you
just
said
like,
it the first time.
I was
I'm
like,
going with it.
dang,
I'm
girl.
going with it. That's me. That's it.
how
I'm
out
going
of
with
it I am.
Lord, Julia is dating Michael B. Jordan.
Yes.
Let's just get that out
Spread
there right
that
now.
word, okay? Spread the
it
word
out
until
there.
it becomes
So
true.
sorry.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, well, we'll tell you about a North Texas high school. They think this is such a fun story.
Yeah.
They think they are setting a world record with its 2022 graduating class. Why? Because they have 35 sets of twins in this single graduating senior class and 1 set of triplets. How does this happen?
Wow.
So to document this unique and special moment, twin and triplet class of 2022, they gather on the football field, many with their caps and gowns to take these pictures. So after graduating, obviously some of them are separating. Mansville High School has 2,600 students in its student body, with twins occurring in about 1 in 250 births. So there would normally be about 10 or 11 pairs in a student body this size. Instead, obviously, 3 times that many, making this class of 2022 twice as easy to remember, or twice as hard for teachers. I don't know.
Yeah. There's got to be something in the water there. Like somebody needs to
That
do
is
like
insane.
that is crazy that so many twins are at this one high school.
I've seen that in, like, it seems like we've done stories every couple of years about twins in graduating classes, and it is incredible to me.
All right, you see, by the way, the set of twins, one's going to Yale, the other one's going to Houston.
Yeah.
I'm not bagging on Houston. It's not Yale. You know, that kind of, so like.
Trust me, that person knows that. They probably heard it from mom and dad a million times.
But that's, for me, if I was a twin, that would bum me out that like my twin is going to Yale and I'm going
He should have sent his twin that is going to Yale into more of his high school classes.
Yeah,
You know, really, bring my
he
GPA
probably
up.
could still get some Yale classes. They could do a 2-for-1, just like swap every other semester. And he'd have a dual degree there or something like that. Yeah.
Hey, the final episode of The Ellen Show just finished filming on Friday. It's going to air on May 26th right here on Channel 13. Ellen made the announcement on Twitter. The show is officially wrapping after 19 years on the air. She pointed out that when the show started in 2003, the iPhone and social media did not exist. Gay marriage was not legal. The show has won 12 daytime Emmys, more than any talk show in history. And I remember when Ellen took over, because she was like the heir apparent, she kind of took over for Oprah.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh, she'll never be like Oprah. She'll never be another Oprah. And she's like just as successful. I mean, she was great.
I interviewed her after her first year, and she had won like every single talk show host award you could imagine winning after her first year, because I remember joking with her to be like, well, things could have gone better, right? She didn't get my joke, by the way, which I was really upset. I'm like, you know,
girls, you're
of all people, you should know. But so
and then you said, can you sign this?
Yes, I did not. But I mean, her show's been a hit just from out of the gate. So
because it's just because of the fact that, I mean, I know there's been controversy, you know, recently on the show, but I mean, when she's on the set, I mean, she's so on, and she makes everyone kind of feel like they're part of the show, from the audience to everybody else. And she's not above having fun with her guests. You know, it's not like when her guests come on, it's like, I'm going to do an interview, and they do fun stuff.
Yeah,
you know,
it is always fun.
That's
We'll
been
miss
19
that.
years though.
I know.
But then I thought about it, and I'm like, okay, I don't want any jokes, but I was like, my introduction to Ellen was Finding Nemo. And I was like, and I literally, I went back to it, and I was like, wait a minute now. Then I went back, and I'm like, yeah, 2003. I'm like, that's not 10 years ago, like I thought. I'm like, wait a minute, no, that has been a long time ago. Because I remember my mom, and I was like, oh yeah, and she was like, that's Dory, Julia. And I was like, oh, okay, now it all makes sense. And I was like, okay, like, 'cause I remember when her show did come out, because we would watch it all the time, and she was like, yeah, that's who that is.
That's
and I was
that
like,
same lady.
oh wow, she was like, she had a long career before being Dory, and I was like, yes, got it, okay, cool.
That's hilarious.
All right, well, that's going to do it for this edition of Extra Shot. Got some rain coming in tomorrow, correct?
Yeah, probably after about 8 p.m. this evening. So all day today in good shape. Rain gear overnight, and then some scattered storms by tomorrow morning. So kind of just plan ahead for that. Could see a few stronger storms tomorrow evening, especially in south and southeastern portions of the state. But of course, we'll be here keeping you updated with that latest timeline. For
Julia, Jalea, and Lindsay, I'm Merely Carlos. Have a great Monday. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning on Sunrise at 4 a.m.